Hello, everyone. Paul from REO Auction Academy here, and I just wanted to go over basically the flight from the cities into small towns. And I found a good article here, not just small towns, but more rural areas and different parts of the country. Um, pretty decent article here on the real estate, the great real estate migration. And I'm going to hit down to the numbers here. The reasons behind migration, what they have here in this article. The impact of the pandemic, definitely a big thing, right? Because people are shifting away from the cities to more suburban and very rural areas. And part of that, which has allowed people to go, people not being required to go to work physically so they can live in different areas. Now people are maybe living in areas where they potentially wanted to live before or lower cost of living here. So they've been able to do that. That's number two. Number three, civil unrest in a number of cities in the spring and the summer, which we saw in Seattle and Portland and other areas as well. And then closing of a lot of the amenities in the big cities. So the big cities lose their attraction more or less, and the high cost to live in these cities makes it undesirable as well. And then again, that leads to number five, which is the rising costs of the major urban areas aren't worth it. So people are now leaving these urban areas. You're going to see the values of real estate drop in these urban areas, and you're going to see the rise in real estate, which you already are seeing in rural areas, in suburban markets, and in very rural areas, believe it or not, as well. You're seeing growth up there. I think you're going to see areas outside Detroit going up further north, going towards Canada there. Those areas are growing. Texas, obviously, wildly growing. You also have Tennessee, wildly growing, Nashville, outside of Nashville. You have Nevada growing. You have Arizona, New Mexico, Florida, North and South Carolina. These are big markets that are really, really seeing growth. There's other markets as well, but these are areas where we're seeing growth. I expect this to be at least over the next 2 to potentially 5 years plus. And if the pandemic dies down, hopefully sooner rather than later, you'll start to see people go back to the cities, and that's where there'll be opportunities and growth in those cities. But right now, obviously, there's no attraction to them. It's a buyer's market in these cities, and right now there's a very big shortage of buyers and too big of a surplus of sellers in these markets. And the opposite is true in rural areas where we don't have enough properties for sale and there's more buyers than there are sellers. So you're seeing the prices just skyrocket and run up. Just know that that's what's going on here, and you don't want to get caught up in it as a real estate investor. If you find great deals in these markets, jump on them, take advantage of it while the getting's good. Like I said, I think you're going to be good there for a few years, potentially as many as 5 years. Who knows beyond that? But it's looking pretty good. Hope you guys got a lot from this. If you did, make sure you click the like button and hit subscribe, and we will catch you soon on the next one.